Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the Boys and Girls Cross Country Participating Schools meeting, albeit virtually, but we appreciate you taking the time to just review some of this important information to better enhance your state tournament experience. Joining us today on the call, Susie Hollenbeck. She's primary support here in the league office for cross country, and all of you with your roles offering this wonderful activity in each of your schools. In addition, from the league office, we have Laura Mockintoon and Tim Layton, part of our communications team, and John Pursoon. He's our state rules coordinator and will also be contributing to today's meeting as well. I'm going to take a quick look at the agenda here, and we're going to walk through an abundance of information that again is really here to assist you in your state tournament experience. Everything from preparation to arrival on site, all the way to the conclusion of the awards ceremony and traveling back safely to your community. So we're going to take a look at information that's available for coaches, ADs, even our general public, and then highlight a few pieces in our participating schools guide, which you'll learn shortly will be available for you in your dashboard. So with that, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of our meeting today. And Laura, I'd like to turn it over to you to get us started with some website resources that are very, very helpful.
Great. Thanks, Charlie. And congratulations again, everyone, on qualifying. Some resources for you and your spectators to know about on the website. The first slide here is for ADs and coaches. ADs and coaches, on your dashboard, you have a large blue banner that says My Sports and Activities, like number 1 shows here. Number 2, you will see a number of sports that you may coach or have at your school. When you find the one for cross country and click the little X or the plus next to it, as indicated in photo 2, you will get to a section that looks like number 3. On the far right side of that cross country banner, you will find all of the state tournament resources that Susie, Charlie, and others in our office have put there for you for your state tournament experience. Again, this is for ADs and coaches. And this is where you should be going to find all of the information for your team or your participants for the state cross-country meet. The next slide is on the public side of the website. So underneath sports and activities up at the very top of the website, and choosing either cross-country running boys or cross-country running girls, you will find a number of blue buttons underneath where it says state tournament information. That list of buttons will grow as we get closer to the state meet. That's where you're going to find things like schedules, spectator guides, apparel, streaming, results, online souvenir programs, etc. So this is where you want to send your spectators and your community to find information for the state meet. One of the things you'll find there is programs, a reminder that all of our programs are online only. Please view those, print those, bookmark those. And again, just a quick shot there of where you can find those on the website. Also on that boys or girls cross country page, you will find a link to apparel. Apparel will be sold on site on Friday during preview day and also during the meet on Saturday. We always encourage you to purchase early for best selection. Signature Concepts does a great job of trying to have enough things there, but we never quite know what that really hot item and which size might be. Apparel is also available online. You do pay a shipping fee for that, but that does last for 3 days after the tournament. Also on those cross-country pages, you'll find a link to streaming. The state meet will be live streamed through NSPN.TV. Make sure your folks have the correct link to get to that. NSPN is a subscription service. They charge $30 for an annual subscription or $10 for a month. They do have a number of cameras throughout the course to provide a great experience for that streaming. For the second year, our state cross-country meet is ticketed. All Spectators do need a ticket to enter Les Bolstead for the cross-country meet. Prices for tickets are $13 for adult, $8 for students. All ticketing should be purchased online before arriving at the venue. The quickest way to get to your tickets is through our website. Up at the top, that red arrow points right to the tickets button. Our ticketing vendor for cross country is GoFan. That is new to the league this year. It is not who we used last year. One of the things that has changed through GoFan is that all tickets must be presented on a phone for entry. Screenshots and/or printed copies of tickets do not qualify for entry. I think you'll find that GoFan's process to buy tickets is quick and easy, but it does have that flip side of not being able to produce a paper ticket or a screenshot on site. Charlie, I'm going to turn it back to you for any cross-country notes that I might have forgotten in any of these slides.
Well done, Laura. Thank you. And I think what I heard you say is whether you are a coach or an AD or a member of our general public that is just really interested in the cross-country tournament, our website continues to be a valuable resource of information. And probably all of the questions that you might conjure up or that your interested public might conjure up can be answered through our website. So we'll just encourage you to use that resource and become informed. Tim, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about media for the state cross country tournament.
Very good, Charlie. Thank you, and good day, everyone, and welcome to the excitement in your preparation for participation in the cross-country state meet. What a great experience that you are going to have. Just a few things to share with you as it relates to the media. Just a note to the administrators and coaches that the school and student media program, that's the experiential learning program that's sponsored by the league, that is not available for this cross-country state meet, but we do have other great coverage pieces as it relates to capturing your experience here. The league will have contracted photographers on site throughout the race course to capture the energy, the passion, the competition of these races, and then, of course, the celebratory award ceremonies afterward. You see there the two places where you can view the galleries. We encourage you to review those galleries. There are just some incredible images from our top-notch photographers. And finally, just a note to your coaches, if you are fortunate enough to have an individual that finishes in the top 3 from each race, they will be escorted by tournament staff, tournament personnel to a designated interview area, and that's where they will meet the media to share their journey through that state tournament race. Charlie, that's all I have for you. Best wishes to all for a safe journey to the Twin Cities for the state cross-country meet. Back to you, Charlie.
Great, thank you, Tim. Appreciate your work with our media and the stories they tell about our activities. We're going to take time now and just pull out a few highlights from the participating schools guide. So this information that we're going to review now is available to you in printed form. As Laura talked about at the start of this meeting, under those in that state tournament resources section in your dashboard, you're going to want to review that document carefully. We're going to take just a few minutes here for the remainder of this meeting to highlight a few components of that. Please note that the team and school parking and drop-off is going to change a bit for the 2024 tournament as compared to our first year at Les Bolstead. And this is largely due to the fact that the University of Minnesota is hosting the Women's Big Ten Soccer Championships on the same weekend that we are, in fact, hosting the state cross-country meet at Les Bolstead. And so that's forcing us to just revamp and revise our plan a little bit. And we want to take some time now to just highlight a couple of those changes. Please know that if you are planning and traveling in a school vehicle that is not a bus, think about vans, Suburbans, automobiles, you can let us know at registration, and we will give you a parking pass that will get you through security into our team parking lot. And again, please reference the map in your participating schools guide to know exactly which lot we are talking about. This year, which is new, team buses are going to drop athletes off on Larpenteur Avenue in the designated team drop-off area. This is west of the driving range, kind of that main start and finish line area that you're familiar with at Les Bolstad. It's going to be just west of there on Larpenteur Avenue. And we will have signs and security staff available in that area as well. We are also going to have a lane of Larpenteur Avenue closed for the safety of our spectators and our participants. Once buses have unloaded athletes in the team drop-off area, buses will be asked to park in the state fairgrounds at the Mighty Midway area. The nearest address you can see is 1842 Dan Patch Avenue, and the quickest, cleanest instructions on how to get there. It likely means driving around the Les Bolstad Golf Course property by making a series of right-hand turns, winding up on Cleveland Avenue, taking that to Como, and eventually turning left on Canfield Street into the parking area. Again, just want you to reference the participating schools guide. Make sure you're sharing that information with a bus driver if you are traveling by bus to the cross-country state meet. If you have student athletes participating in this meet and maybe they are driving themselves, maybe they have a parent that is dropping them off at the site, they should be dropped off on what is the south side of Larpenteur Avenue, which is near the tunnel that goes underneath Larpenteur, and so it offers safe passage. We do also have a ticketing area there, so competing athletes will need to have their bib to gain entrance. Coaches, make sure you get those to your athletes between check-in on Friday and their arrival on Saturday if they are not traveling with you. Susie, we can move on to the next slide, and just want to show you an image of the map we've created to help you understand the site layout. I would just make a couple of notes. First and foremost, the map this year accurately represents where the crossover is on the loop between the 3 and 4K loop there on the north end of the course. And so we've got that cleaned up and represented accurately. In addition, you can see the team drop-off and team parking areas down at the bottom. Susie, thank you for moving your cursor down there for us. But you can see that area as well. A year ago, we had team entry by the soccer stadium. And again, that facility is being used. And so there is no parking over there in either of those lots. We are not allowed or will not have access to the soccer lot. And we are designating the Gibbs Farm area lot for our officials, staff only. With that, Susie, we can move on to slide 12. And want to take just a few moments here to talk about preview on Friday. Preview will run from 1 to 4 p.m. Registration is going to take place during this time, and it will take place this year in the clerking tent. So we will be right on site, in that start area, and registration will take place at the clerking tent. This preview day is for state qualifiers only. So again, we are wanting to make sure that the folks that are out on the course and previewing the course are those participants. Coaches, upon registration, and again, a reminder that that registration needs to be a head coach or school faculty member picking up that packet. We will have you sign in to let us know that it has been received, but you will receive wristbands, 2 complimentary coaches wristbands. Additional coaches must purchase tickets, as is the case in our other sports that are ticketed. Also included in that registration and race packet are bag tags, bibs. If you are a team qualifier, it would include bibs for your alternates. You can pick up a parking pass at that point in time if you are traveling in a school vehicle that's not a bus. And in addition, we're going to ask that you complete the uniform verification form and the pronunciation form. Again, we want to make sure that all cross-country teams are legally equipped in accordance with the NFHS rules. And we want to make sure that we are pronouncing your athletes' names correctly if we have the opportunity to announce them. Those forms are available in two places. One, at the end of the participating schools guide, but also as standalone documents in your state tournament resources. So please feel free to access either way. Bring them completed to registration. We will gladly collect them from you at that time. That will make registration so much cleaner, smoother, and a faster experience for you in that process. And Susie, we can move on to the next slide. Just a reminder, we do not have an indoor area for spectators, coaches, or athletes. Again, we are going to have a number of tents that will be able to be utilized at different stages during the day for awards, for clerking, for registration. But we will not have an indoor space. We will not have locker rooms. Only portable toilets available near the team camp area for athletes. Participants should come dressed, ready to go in their running gear, as there are no dressing rooms. And please note that team tents will be allowed in the team camp area only. And we are looking at roping that section off for 2024, putting some signage just as a means to remind the general public and other cross-country fans, including parents, that our preference and your preference as participants is that is a team area only, and that's who should be in that space. I want to take a moment now just to remind folks of our updated behavior expectations and requirements of attendees. This document can be found in your dashboards. And again, these expectations created by Minnesota State High School League students in our member schools who are communicating very clearly to folks what they want this experience to be. And so we're going to encourage you to review that with your participants, ADs. Please review those with your community. And note that we have requirements of attendees for our state tournaments. This would include things like prohibited items, what is proper dress code and attire, and again, behaviors that we set as expectations and model behaviors to make sure that our events are safe, respectful, and inclusive of all those who desire to be in attendance. We'll move on to slide 15. And I'm going to turn it over to John to just take a few slides here to talk about our clerking process, as well as maybe a couple of rule reminders for our coaches and our athletes. John?
Great, thanks, Charlie. So again, congratulations to everyone who's qualified. That's a great honor. I know as a student athlete many years ago, I was able to be an alternate at the state meet. It's really a thrill. So again, congratulations. As officials, our goal is always to make sure that, first of all, athletes are safe, and also that there's a fair competition, right? So our officials, that's our main goal, is the safety of the athletes as well as a fair competition, so that no one has an advantage or no one is disadvantaged during the race. A little bit about the clerking. The clerk, of course, will be located in the heated tent to the east of the starting line, as was last year. Clerking for a race opens 90 minutes before race time and closes 30 minutes prior to the start of the race. This is for both teams and individuals. So we will not be doing any check-ins at the start line. There will be clerks available with a list of box assignments and to answer questions at the start line, but we're not going to be doing any clerking at the start line. Participants' bibs will be marked once they've completed the check-in process in the clerk tent. And student athletes should arrive at the start line no later than 20 minutes prior to the start of their race. Most teams will do that anyway, just to give them time to warm up, do their routines, their stretches, their cheers, and things like that. So next slide, Susie. So when they report to the clerk tent, they should be dressed as if they were ready to run. Obviously, they can have warm-ups on over their uniforms, but that's why we have a heated tent, because they will be asked to remove their warm-ups so that the clerks can verify that their uniforms are in compliance, that they have their bib number that's pinned to the front of their uniform, etc. They'll be required to show their bib number that's securely attached to the front of their uniform top, and those uniforms have to meet the requirements. Again, to reiterate, there's no check-ins at the start line. I know that the league issues bibs to two alternates. Those bibs of those alternates should be turned into the clerks of course during check-in. Those bibs will then be available those bibs will be at the start line. The referee will have them in case there's a last minute substitution. Maybe one of your runners turns an ankle during warm-ups or something like that, and you need to substitute a new runner. You can find the referee, they'll find you your bib and do that last minute substitution if needed. After the race, those alternates bibs will be available for pickup in the clerk tent. So if your alternates want to keep their bibs as a souvenir, memento, whatever, they can go to the awards tent, and there will be personnel in the awards tent to give them their to provide the coach with those alternates bibs. A couple other things. A reminder that Minnesota modifications say that there is no body paint, face paint, things like that on your body, right? So just remind your athletes, don't be writing things on their thighs, don't be putting stickers and things on their face, right? So those are all prohibited by Minnesota rule. As far as headgear goes, if it's going to be cold, we're not going to restrict people running hats or things like that, but things like baseball caps with a hard unyielding surface are not allowed. So just remind your athletes as far as what, look at those Minnesota modifications, remind your athletes as far as what they can wear. I think that's all I have. Again, good luck to everyone in the meet next week or a couple of weeks, and turn it back to Charlie.
Great, thanks, John. And just one point of clarification, just want to mention the alternates bibs will be available in the awards tent.
Oh, awards tent, thank you.
Of the event. And so, John, you referenced both the clerk tent and the awards tent. So just want to make sure folks know the language here is correct. You did say it right at the end, but just want to provide that point of clarification. So
thanks, Charlie.
Thank you, John, and appreciate your good work with our officials, with our rules, and helping make sure that that our athletes are eligible and in compliance with the rules as they are written. At the conclusion of each set of races for boys and girls, we will be offering an official awards ceremony. The first awards that we will hand out are the team trophies. And so we will have trophies and medals for our first, second, and third place teams. Just a reminder that the awards ceremony is for the official squad members only, as defined by the league through board policy. That is, I believe, for cross country, 9 participants, including a coach. And also a reminder that during the awards ceremony, we want our students to be in school approved apparel. We realize it might be a cold afternoon and students would be wearing sweats or warm-ups, but it should be apparel that is approved by the school and connected to the school rather than maybe advertising for other brands or things that aren't representative of our member schools. And then a reminder that individuals that finish in 1st through 10th place would also receive a medal for their outstanding place and finish in this event. And for all participants, there are participation certificates that can be found in the AD dashboard. And so that everyone that has the opportunity to participate in this event also receives a certificate. And with that, we're getting near to the end and just want to make the case as coaches and ADs, you are working with your general public. We were overwhelmed last year by the incredible support for the cross-country runners and the cross-country tournament. Overwhelming support in that we had nearly twice as many spectators as we had planned for. We recognize that created some logistical issues in regards to our shuttle, the number of porta potties on site, and things like that. So please know that we have been very intentional in making some changes. And I want to talk about a couple of those things here that you can share with your public that may have attended last year, and asking that you perhaps give that shuttle system another shot, because I think they'll find that it's much improved for 2024. So just a reminder that spectators, because of the landlocked nature of this site, we will not have parking in any of the Les Bolstead golf course parking lots. We will have security. So again, it is going to be, you're going to need to have a special pass to enter any of those lots. There will be plenty of signage in and around that golf course and by those lots. But again, just communicate that to your parents. This year, we are utilizing a different shuttle parking lot for spectators. And it is the Buffalo parking lot as part of the Minnesota State Fairgrounds. It is nearest the corner of Snelling and Larpenteur Avenue. And the address to find that lot would be 1640 Wood Underwood. And again, that's a different lot for the 2024 season. And so this lot is about half the distance. And I will be happy to report that we will also have a continuous shuttle and we will have twice the number of buses running this year that we did last year. So again, we anticipate a much quicker turnaround. The shuttle is going to run daily on Saturday from 8:45 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We're going to ask our spectators to plan to arrive at the shuttle lot at least 60 minutes prior to the time they want to enter the venue. We believe that will give them plenty of time to park, to board a shuttle, to access the venue, and get themselves situated in the place that they want to be. The parking and shuttle are free. Please note, we are placing additional porta potties in the shuttle lot for those that are maybe traveling great distances. We'll have the opportunity to use those. And a reminder that there will be street parking near the venue, but it is limited in nature. It is a neighborhood. There are residents that are parking on those streets, and it is a well-attended event. And so we do anticipate that street parking will be quite challenging and are encouraging our patrons to use that Buffalo shuttle lot at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds. That brings us to the end of today's meeting. Again, want to encourage you to get into your dashboard and utilize those resources that are available. Again, want to offer our congratulations and know that we are working really hard in our office between the recording of this meeting and the start of our races on November 2nd to ensure your participants in your community is going to have a fantastic experience. Be thinking and sending positive vibes for great weather. And we look forward to seeing you on Friday, November 1st for preview and Saturday, November 2nd for race day. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate you taking time to tune in. Have a great day.